The night before the interview, we noticed that Breytenbach was wearing a t-shirt with the word Imagine printed onto it, and we wanted to know if it had any connection to the John Lennon song.
Probably originally, and it was done for a conference we had on the island at the Gore Institute called the Arterial Conference. We tried to bring together the people who were actively involved in cultural organization, in other words, the administrators and those who organize the poetry festivals, etc. And the idea was to create a continent-wide network so we can reinforce one another. So Imagine Africa was my contribution to that, but I tried to understand it more, and I tried to make clear to myself that this dimension of imagining, and that's of course where John Lennon comes in. People like my age we grew up with. It was part of the music, the inner ear music. The notion not as an escape, but as a form of creativity, as a form of shaping, as a form of transformation. That imagination, that part of the human being. Let us turn to positive uses that blind instinct for survival, which so often played out as destroying the other because the other was considered a threat. I was writing a little poem the other day. We have wonderful people showing us Namibia, or a little bit of Namibia, just enough to make us list for more and want to come back, and we will do that. But flying, I was said, the most pathetic and the most to be pitied among all the animals is probably the human being. Not knowing how to think through the nose anymore, having to always looking for a goal, having to destroy the others around him, thinking that's a way of survival. And then of course, all of a sudden, when it's too late, say, oh, hier en nou gaan ek ook dood. Now, it's all been for nothing. And what do I leave behind? So imagine that space. And I think together with that, one needs to know, I think, that it should be an ethical imagination. It's not just a letting go. So it's not a license to irresponsibility. It is a deep point of entry into greater and expanding responsibility for one another. But we should also know it will probably never be fully achieved. And we have to take on board the fact that others may experience it differently. And imaginations clash, as memories clash, and then we need to talk. But that in itself, I think, is a very, very progressive and very productive process.
We would like to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Breytenbach for allowing us to have a moment of his time in Namibia, and the Gondwana Collection truly appreciates his thoughts and sentiments of the company.